My sink go blub blub. Alright, chat, we're on time. I said I'd be late, but I lied. We're actually on time. Whoopie-doo. Alright, I'm going to jump straight into the meat and potatoes and gravy of this one because the spirits are high until next week. Right, so, PNE versus Coventry. We won 3-2 from fantastic goals from Dwayne Holmes and Osmajic with a penalty kick from Alan Brown as well. So, as far as this game goes, this was probably our best all-around display all season. I believe this is our best game so far. Better than Southampton. Simply because, obviously, we added one more to the goals tally and we did let it drop, but we didn't let it drop completely. We didn't completely drop the ball. But yeah, I'll deep dive into these stats right now, shall we? So, we had 16 shots, they had 18, 7 on target, 8 on target respectively. I like those numbers. It was actually attacking football for a change in both halves. Of course, they had more spells of the possession, as, you know, teams always do when they play us, but it's completely fine with me so long as we use our possession well, as we did. Of course, things looks a bit dire and bleak when it went 1-0 Coventry in the 33rd minute. But, of course, the ball falls for Holmes. Straight away, takes his chance, scores a goal. Never in doubt. Alan Brown as well with a penalty. Osmajic does go down from a shove on the back, which, at first, I didn't catch. I don't think many people caught it at first, but it's denial of a clear goal-scoring opportunity. That's when the ball went so horrendously wide, and that gives us a penalty for the skipper to take. Calm and collective. Lovely stuff. In terms of the lineup, this has got it listed as a 3-4-3, which at first it may well have played. We may have played the 3-4-3, but I initially thought that we was playing a back four, but eventually we did switch into a back four formation with Key and Best at the back for a change, and I think Bestie had a very good game. Very, very well done from the young lads yesterday, I must say. So yeah, good stuff from that. We, of course, introduced Mads back into the side. It's a game where we need to attack, and if anything, this is a lineup that we should be playing more often. Instead of trying to look at other teams and be calculated in what we're going to play based on, you know, who they've got and whatnot on the normal formations, we should instead just be trying to attack all the time, because when we do, we get results like this and performances like the one we had. So hopefully it's a learning experience for not only the players but the manager, and we can take that into Blackburn next week. Right, player ratings, let's have a deek. Woodman a 6, both goals conceded were rebounds, which will have been disappointing. Relieved some pressure late on by claiming crosses. And that's where I was starting to brick it, admittedly. I thought we was going to drop the ball like we did against Southampton, but it was not to be. Story is 6.5, that's a less than flattering photo. Some important clearances and tackles made late on, lost right for the opener, though there was a huge suspicion of offside. And when I say a huge suspicion, it's no secret, it was offside. Lindsay a 7, Lindsay number 6-7 will be frustrated by the nature of both goals, but defended his box well in key moments and made some vital tackles. If you can hear a loud hissing, it's my washing machine. Kean Best a 7.5. His first start for several weeks, caught fine at left centre back. Also, okay, so we did start back 3. Played a hand in the build-up for both goals with positive crossing and forward passing. His ball for the penalty shout as well. The ball forward he played straight to Osmajic. Fantastic fucking ball that is. Really well done. Next page. Do I want to stop using my ad blocker? No, I don't. Pot 6.5. Typically committed shift from the number 44, who got forward to support the attacks and ask questions. Even in the final pass, crosses and shots eluded him. Had to dig in towards the end, which I noticed he did come towards the centre a lot more. But yeah, I thought Potts had a bit of a quiet one, in all honesty, but it is what it is. Whiteman a 6.5, decent shift in the middle of the park, getting stuck in, moving the ball, lost control in the midfield early in the second half, but kept going until the very end. The skipper a 9, absolutely fucking sensational from Alan Brown. Emphatic performance from the captain, who stuck his penalty away, ran himself into the ground from start to finish, did both sides of the game exceptionally well, man of the match display. So far, my player of the season. Alan Brown is absolutely loving it this season. He's on fire. Ryan Law's bringing the best out of him, like we used to see all the way back in 2017, when Alan Brown would, you know, be played forward, get higher up the pitch and have those goals. But yeah, I think Brown's having a fantastic season so far. Really well done. Miller an 8. Went at Coventry's defence straight from the off and kept asking questions with his direct dribbling. Provided perfect assist for Osmajic, had several mazy runs in the opposition half. Glides with the ball at his feet. Yeah, I'm really hoping that we can sign this man on a permanent, because if we lose out on doing that, it'd be such a massive shame, because he has been electric since joining us. He's absolutely sensational. Moving forward, even this little man as well, Dwayne Holmes, 7.5. Lively once again, back in the attacking midfield role, which he belongs in. His finish to level the game was stuck away fantastically. Mads a 6.5. Back in the team, played 68 minutes. Found the ball early doors, pulled some strings. His quality in possession is evident and a decent showing. Osmajic an 8. So a couple of chances go begging, but stuck his header away for 3-1 and was a nuisance throughout with his running in behind, won the penalty. Evans a 6, played the final 20 and battled away. Of course, as you expect from the subs, they don't really do much. Brady a 6, replaced Best for the final 15, helps see the 3 points home. And then Bed Woodburn a 6, introducing the closing stages to run the hard yards. And let's not forget Will Keane closed the ball down, worked hard in the final few minutes. So yeah, the subs were just really introduced to sort of see the game through, and that seems to be the game plan, really. For some reason, what we do is, I noticed this against Southampton as well. Hull was a different story, so we won't talk about Hull, but in these 2 games against Saints and then now against Coventry, we've sort of been playing to get the lead, and as soon as we gain the lead, that's when we sit back. Whereas this time we got a 2-goal lead rather than the 1-goal lead, and that helped us see it through, in all honesty. Because if we didn't try to kill the game off if we didn't try and kill the game off like we did, well, we didn't kill the game off, but if we didn't try and bridge that gap a bit more, it would have very easily been another 2-2 showing. So it's a very good job we did continue to push for a third, because that's what we need to do. We need to start killing games off. But when we do switch into the defensive stance instead, we still need to be putting these tackles in and running towards the opposition. It's something we never do. We never close them down. We never go to them. We just run with them and wait for them to get forward. And if we can't get forward, we'll just block every possible pass. It's like we're just gradually letting them chip us down until they get to the back so they can have a crack at goal. And most times it does go in. So that's something that needs working on. You can have this defensive switch up, absolutely. Just don't let them take the piss out of you. Right, Ryan Lowe's verdict. I've got a lot of faith in the group that they will manage the game as best they can. It was like a basketball match at one point, but they are doing everything we can, and everything we ask, and credit to the players. On the sideline, sometimes emotions run high, but you have to stay calm and hope the lads take on the instructions, which they did. It's a relief when you get the 3rd goal, but they are never going to lie down, which, I mean, they did. They're going to fight, and that's what they did. So we had to show a different side to us again. I'm disappointed with the 2nd goal because it shouldn't get to that, but I'm very pleased with the lads. They've been working hard and putting the performances in, but not getting the results. So I'll take the 3 points off a good Coventry team is pleasing. The lads showed a huge reaction and determination to keep going. Decisions are decisions, and it will happen throughout the championship, but we've got to make sure ours are the right ones. I know you would love me to burst out with a load of stuff, but I've got my own opinions which will stay with me. Luckily for us, we got the penalty and we scored it. Coventry are a fantastic team, and if we wanted to beat them, we had to outrun them. I'd like to think we worked our socks off. It was different formations and getting the crowd up, and it was the formations that we've been asking the managers to play for 3 weeks. And when we play these formations, we win games. It's almost as if the manager's so stubborn in his approach that he doesn't want to play the winning formation because he'd like his style to come through. But not only do players have to adapt to these formations, the manager has to adapt to wanting to learn these formations and play them as well. Because if you're not getting the best out of players through formation, you can get the best out of a player, but if you're not playing formations that will suit every player, that's when problems start to arise, of course. But yeah, in terms of the penalty shout as well, we did have Anthony Taylor, which is obviously regarded Premier League referee this game, and that's everyone's saying he's got demoted to the Championship because of the howler he had at Liverpool. But I'm not gonna make comments about why Anthony Taylor was reffing the game, because let's be honest, I don't think anyone knows really, apart from PGMOL. So yeah, it is what it is. But if anything, I thought Anthony Taylor had a really good game. It was the linesmen that were shockers. We were tempted to play a different shape today with how Coventry are, but I felt like we go for the formation that's gotten us the results. 2 10s, 1 striker, but Mod's pushing up as a false 9 if needed, and that's a really good formation to play. Dwayne would come inside with Brownie as 2-8, so it was a tactical game really, and you have to counteract each other. They changed shape second half, so then we had to flip round. When you're coming up against good teams, you've got to make sure you're ready, and our start was well worthy. Club captain Alan Brown opened his account for the season from 12 yards, put it in the man of the match display. Needless to say, Law was full of praise. Yeah, fantastic. That's what good captains do. They lead by example. There are times when he wants to do too much, which is just him, and I have to pull the reins on him, but he's everywhere. But yeah, that's what leaders do. That's what good footballers do. When you wear your heart on your sleeve, the performances are what get put in. He does that on a continual basis. We want to continue that, not just from the captain. Hopefully the goal can kick him on. He has been playing in different positions and he'll be disappointed he's not got more, but if he keeps performing the way he is, then the goals are irrelevant. If he can score an assist, then great, but just as long as he keeps performing the way we want him to, that's all good. I'm going to imagine Alan Brown will at least finish the season with a minimum of 5 goals at this rate, to be honest. I really hope it carries on because he's fantastic up to now. But yeah, brilliant stuff. I travelled all the way from fucking, what was it, like Hesham? However you say it, near Morecambe. We've been on holiday this weekend and we decided to come back today because we don't want to stay till Monday. But yeah, I travelled all the way from there back to Preston to go and watch the game, and I'm very happy I did. So yeah, good stuff. That's what we like to see. It's an encouraging performance to bring us into the weekend where we go and play Blackburn on Friday night. But the problem is, obviously, Blackburn have just played Norwich as well, and they've beat Norwich, I believe, 3-1. Let me just pull up the table if I can find it. There we go. Go back to minimum. Yeah, so Blackburn beat Norwich 3-1 today, and that brings them up to 10th, only 3 points clear of us. Obviously, the 3 points are a massive help to us because there were a lot of 0-0s in the division this weekend. So obviously that will give us the boost above some other teams as well. But for the most part, it's not mega promising. Of course, Leicester suffered defeat to Leeds. Ipswich drew. Leeds are now obviously on form, so that's something to watch. Southampton seem to have a bit of form, as do West Brom. Cardiff coming out of nowhere with a bit of form. Basically, the teams that are down here still struggling underneath 20 points. They're the teams that are off form and are not massive worries, but it's the other sides up here past Swansea, say about 13th and onwards. These are the teams that we need to keep our eyes on because they can come out of fucking nowhere. But yeah, Blackburn, of course, like I said, they've got a positive result as well, so they'll be using that to move into the weekend, and they'll know it's a derby. They'll want to come swinging. I've just noticed my light bar's gone off, but they'll go swinging just like we will. So, you know, plenty of things to watch out for realistically. But yeah, they've had a sending off. Check their game out real quick. The Norwich game, yeah, they had a sending off as well in Wharton, so that'll be a big one, I believe, for us. Because as much as I don't like to give praise to teams we don't like, we have to give credit where credit's due. Wharton's not an awful player, so it'd be interesting to see what spanner that throws into the works. So yeah, I'll leave that there. Yeah, so Friday we play Blackburn. Hopefully we'll see a couple of you there. Big do. I believe we've got 4,000 already going, with another 2,000, well, borderline 2,000 to come. So yeah, big do. About 6,000 people down there. 6,000 knobbers causing mayhem, just like we did 2 years ago when I last went. So yeah, good stuff. Bring it into the weekend. Bring another 3 points home, and hopefully we can keep cooking that different gravy that Alan Brown's been on. Bestow.